Right. So, not a lot to test, but I fixed the spellcasting altar, right? So the old plan was to place a bunch of walls around and go from there, and it didn't end up floating my boat. No, that looked kind of weird. I do want to get out of a seasonal zone, right? Because this is windy at the moment, so I need somewhere else to build it. Down here is fine? It looks like down here is fine. Also, I'm just going to clear my inventory, because I also want to make sure that the loot tables are working. Loot. So if we do Runechant, Infinity, we should be able to get all the different, there we go, Heart of Infinity, Power of those ancient lingers within. There should be one for each of the different attunements. The art looks fine. Again, I was a bit torn whether or not to use hearts or crystals. But I think I'll make them drop from, attuned mobs or whatever we want to refer to them. So I think hearts looks a little bit better. Overworld, Sky, and Soul, there's 3 left. And the reason they're all named the same thing, too, is that it makes it easier to locate, because so whenever you're, doing any sort of entity detection, there has to be some overlap, right? So unless I want to write out individual function for each heart and its crafting mechanism, rather I can now just search out Heart of Affinity, or even just the lore text. Well, actually, no, not the lore text, because there is a different word in all of them. Because they all have different custom models. Yes, they're all experience models, but I don't want every experience model to work. So I need something to latch onto that is uniform across a lot of them. In that case, is the Heart of Affinity. I went with experience models. So again, you can farm them up, and then you can still just use them for experience collection. So what do we have? Ancient, Celestial, Deep Dark, Enchanted, Ender, Glacial, Golden, Nether, Ocean, Overworld. Overworld's a bit too light in color, maybe. Sky and Soul. There is enough of a change because they use the same gradients. I should almost inverse one heart, so it's sort of like the Ender where the light side is the underneath. But altogether, I think they work fine. And the idea is you need one of these hearts plus something else to actually create all of the custom weapons and items. So for instance, any of these Soul Affinity items, right? You need something to determine the chance on taking damage, stock stand arrows, the top tag, the pattern, I believe it is, right? And then the hearts will be the material, but you can't use the trim table. None of them are available. But the altar, that is what we want to test. I don't need these at the moment. You need an end crystal, obsidian, and an enchanting table. Well, actually 4 to be precise. And this will be the spellcasters, well, not casters, spell crafting altar. Yeah, that's probably the better way to phrase it. Right, so if we just clear a little bit of room, fill this in a little bit, give a bit more space. So goes obsidian, and the enchanting tables, and then the end crystal. So that's the basis of the altar. Now, to actually access the different spell types, you have to first offer it a heart to essentially attune it. So for instance, if we throw on the ocean heart, right, gets consumed, we get the little splash effect, and now we have this little particle that's going around the end crystal, which I think turned out quite nicely. Right, so the idea is rather than having the walls pop up and then just the particle be stationary at top of the wall, right, they're all now floating and circulating, and they all occupy different regions too. So for instance, I think the ocean and nether look the best in terms of just the two, right? So they sort of loop over one another here and there. Pretty neat. Well, we might as well just... Oh, God damn it. I got rid of it. Not meant to use all of them. I was going to say, we might as well just drop the lot of them, right, to make sure that they're all functional, because that is what I want to test. The golden. Interesting, right? I've only seen them all together, not one by one. So the ice is sort of Same directionality as the three of them. In fact, all of them are looping in the same direction. There are counter ones. Oh, there we go. There's a counter one. In fact, that's more of a diamond shape. Is it? No, it's a circle still. Yeah. Celestial. Ancient. That's what I'm up to. And we have the 3 left. No, and Ender. Ender. Joining circle in the middle. Soul. Sky. Sky take. The other worry I have is that... no, I didn't. Because it's not close enough. I need to increase the range, right? So you can drop it anywhere here. There's Sky, little lightning. And then Overworld. So my one concern was I'm not forcing any of the particles. Because again, I don't like doing that. Right? If you can't, load them yourself, why force it? It's just causing lag for no reason. I think that looks good. Right, so that's a fully attuned altar. It's a bit crazy. I don't expect you to use all 12, and I'm probably going to set up some sort of detriment. Right, so for instance, if you throw on the Glacial Heart, right, it's going to cause slow to every entity nearby, or something like that, right? So you don't actually want to attune with all of them. You can if you want. I mean, this looks pretty crazy, right? I mean, crafting on this is a little bit more of a nightmare now. Well, you could get nice and close, which that's the other thing to test out. So, actually, I need some supplies. So the crafting for the spell tomes should be ancient leather, that I haven't named yet, infused paper, and then a heart, as well as a enchantment book. So all of the patterns, or the mechanics, are tied to max level enchants. So for instance, the easiest one to know is on attack, right? You'll need a sharpness 5 book. So sharpness 5 plus the soul heart would get you this upgrade on any weapon. Similarly, on the spells, I think Riptide is the one I remember clearly. Right, so Riptide plus a heart plus 1 leather to 3 paper, and any heart should do it. We'll go with soul, why not? Right, so if we throw all these, we'll just tune it to soul as well. The 1 heart to attune. Perfect, that just gets us the soul particle. And then our hide, paper, book, and a heart. Ooh. There we go. Issues. Right. Is the hide there? I don't see the hide there. Did I miss? Or did it just delete? No, we got everything back. Okay, so this was the worry. Unless it's not Riptide. I will look it up in a second. We'll try one more time. Oh, no, there it worked. So something happened with the hide that I'm not too sure. Which is a bit worrisome, because if it deleted accidentally. But then we get our basic spell tome, and it has cast spells around us, because we use Riptide, and then the Soul Affinity. Similarly, if we were to change the enchantment book, I think... No, it's one of the curses. Curse of Binding. Right, here's another one. We go 1, 3. Drop the ancient leather first. I just want to see if this deletes after any random interval. No? No? Alright. 1, 2, 3. One of you, one of you. Cool, that worked. I don't know what happened the first time. Now we get a different book, and you can see the imagery is slightly different, right? To sort of differentiate the two. Only slightly. And you also hold them, a bit funnily, so that you can actually throw spells out of the book. Granted, I haven't actually done any of the spells. That will be a later day. But we have spells around you, and then spells on a nearby target. Again, from different enchantment books as the catalyst. And then you're wrapping it in leather and changing out the paper. Infusing it with the heart, right? And that gets basic. There'll be ways to upgrade them too. Anyway, that is good. It looks like everything is working. Ooh, got the day. Yeah. I think with a handful of these, it looks pretty cool. If you're using all of them, then it starts to look a bit wonky. Like if we just do Ancient and Soul. Right, that looks pretty neat. And then maybe Ender as well. As like a smaller ring on the top. Yeah. Happy with how that turned out. Yeah, and then for the weapons, I haven't done that either. Right. A lot to do in the background. We'll use the little shulk catalyst up here. So it'll be the same thing. It'll be throw a weapon enchantment book and then a heart onto this little tower, right, into the center here, and it will attune the weapon for you. I think that's the mechanisms I want to make use of. Right, make reasons to go farm the warden for the shulk catalyst because both towers need it. And then the hearts themselves, you know, whatever I make, drop them. Should be good, should be good. But I think I will end up doing a lot of that in my own time, right? Because it's not really entertaining to stream, right? It's a lot of typing and yada, yada, yada. I think the best thing to do is me do all that in my own time, right? In the background. And then, for instance, with the spell system, right? We'll actually come and we'll do the effects together. I think that's a better way to handle it. Because working on the effects, similar to what we do with the bows, should be more entertaining. But anyway. That will probably do it. I don't think there's anything else I need to test, right? The art's working, the crafting's working, the spell altar's working. Yeah, so on to art. So for art, right, we set up the manual spawner. Yes, there it is, right. Ourselves. So for instance, if we swap the obsidian back to crying obsidian, it should function. Yeah, so you can see the soul particles. It should spawn a husk every 15 seconds. Because that's what the egg is, right? It has a chance to break and all that. But how do we actually get the mob eggs? We sort of set up the item. Well, not the item, the multi-box structure. I don't think we set up anywhere here. But we didn't work on the actual crafting mechanisms. The reason for that was usually I was just going to do like a turtle egg and then an item dropped by the mob. But I think that's a bit too powerful. For certain mobs at least, right? So for a zombie, using say rotten flesh, a turtle egg, right, that's fine. Because it's just a zombie. But Enderman, right? If you just had to use an ender pearl and a turtle egg to make Enderman spawner, well, that's a bit too easy to access, right? And then farm up ender pearls, and then you have an endless amount of Enderman spawn eggs. I think the bad thing to do is to come up with custom items to add to the drop tables of all mobs, right? And that way, not only can I use them for the actual spawning system, but I can use them for other miscellaneous items I come up with later in terms of crafting. So that is what we're going to work on today, is the artwork for all of that. I've done one just to see, you know, how I feel about it. You know, if I'm up to the challenge, if you will, to actually craft all the items. We'll probably stay on the home screen so that music plays, right? But I will open up GIMP. So I use GIMP as my art software, right? Graphical something program. Fill in the blank. And I've already made all the layers, so to speak, for the items. Right, so I know what I want to add to the drop tables of everything, more or less. And for instance, this is the first one that I have done, and is the Blaze core, right? So when it comes to making sprites for Minecraft, there is a little bit of a blueprint that you should be using if you want it to feel like Minecraft. So for instance, right now, you know, this looks like a blaze, right? Because it uses the same color palette. And that's something to keep in mind, because Minecraft is, what's the word? Stylistically, it uses a set amount of color palettes. So for instance, the trims are actually the best thing to look at. So if I were to pull the trim palettes from my Minecraft data, if I can remember how to spell palette. Right, so for instance, I'll grab the amethyst. It wants to, there we go. Right, so it uses 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different colors, so to speak. these are shades, but yes, 8 different colors. So most artwork in Minecraft will use, you know, between say about 6 and 12 colors, right? They won't go more than that, right? They won't go heavy on the shading or anything like that, because that's not the uniformity to the style. So that is what we have to keep in mind when we craft, or should I say, no, not really paint, design all of these, is to make sure we don't go overboard in the shading or the detail, so that then they stick out like a sore thumb. Right, so that's why I did one myself to get a feel from it. And yeah, this is what I've ended up coming up with for the Blaze Core, or Blaze Heart. I don't know, I don't want to call it Heart, we'll call it a Core. And then we have a whole bunch of bones to work on. Actually, I do have another one, right? I have the Big Horn, which should be somewhere, there we are, which I actually used, or I already made for something else, but I didn't connect that I want to do mob drops for everything. I'm trying to find it. Yeah, here we are. This is the Big Horn, right? So again, you know, comparison. Now, outside coloring is a bit different. So for instance, these two pixels, right? They actually have black with different opacities over the top, right, to create depth, and you know that's something that Minecraft does use. So for instance, this Ancient Eye, right, this probably uses a little bit too many color palette. Same with the Ancient Leather. Granted, I like how they turned out, but if you compare them to something like this, the Copper Flask, right, the Copper Flask feels like something that you would see designed for Minecraft, at least to me. Again, because it uses, you know, a set amount of different color variations. But anyway, on to the actual item. So yeah, I don't have to do the Big Horn, because I already have a Big Horn. We can delete that. Let's rename this. Cool. So we have something like 80 different ones to do. Now, a lot of them will use bases, so there's some easy ones we should be able to smash out. For instance, all the fish, I just want to make a bigger variety of the fish. You know, like a good catch or something. I don't know, but I'll probably add them to the fishing tables, right? Because I'm pretty sure you can beat up fish and still get them to drop too. But yeah, so I think we just want to expand this. Well, do we want Nemo? I mean, tropical fish is a bit more, you know, we could go a bit crazier with it, right? But definitely for the cod and the salmon, I think I will just enlarge it. Oh, interesting. What is cod called in the game? Is it not raw cod? I thought it was just cod. I mean, we have Minecraft open anyway. No, it is. Yeah, it's called raw cod, and then cooked cod. And then same with the salmon. It's just cooked salmon, yeah. Alright, so for the cod, we'll do cod. We just want to essentially make it bigger. I can find wherever cod is. It's C, so it should be near the start. Oh, unless they're not alphabetized. Not completely. Okay, I have no idea where cod is, so I'm just going to make it down here. And delete the second version once we find it. It should add a number to it? No, interesting. But yeah, so we just want to essentially go out in every direction with it, from probably the central bone, which is, I would assume, the fin, right? Or even this line, maybe. So, you know, just cut it in 4, basically. Oh, I'm on the wrong layer. There we go. Just rinse and repeat. Then we can fill in the blanks. That's centered. I have not done this symmetrically. Have I? I guess I have. This feels weird. Yeah, I should praise. Not an artist. I do my best. But this is going to be somewhat of a slow process. I mean, we are just filling in the blanks. But still. Ooh, too far. It's meant to be a fin. Right, so that's not horrible. But it does look a little bit wonky. We need to decide a bit better. Way to accent different parts. Yeah, I think I'm making it worse. Yeah. Yeah, that's not horrible. The underbelly needs a bit more color. Something like that. Maybe extend this out a little bit. Yeah. Again, we do want to work somewhat quickly, right? Because I do just want to hammer them out. We won't stress it too much. It's a bit better. Maybe get rid of that. That back in there. Like that. Eh. I should have kept a copy of the original COD. I think that's fine. And you know what? It's like Big COD or something, isn't it? Yeah, it's right there. It's right, we can put it down here. They're grouped by base item, I should say. Not entity. So for instance, all of these, I want to use bones as basis. Delete you. And change you to big. Alright, and now do the same for the salmon. Where's my big salmon? There we are. Hey, Abraham. Oh, it's interesting. I didn't realize there was bits missing from salmon face. So I've just copied it over from the finals. Is that true? That is true. That is weird. Ever noticed its mouth is open? You can't really either. You can if you go up close. Interesting. Sorry. Yeah, and I get distracted easily too. Hey, Misfit. Center. That looks like a square. That center? Yeah. Oh, thanks. No idea what I'm doing. That is not centered. It is, though, because that's symmetrical. Weird. Anyway. Working hard to try and get it out. I myself would like to play my data pack. Fill in the red and then we'll do the shading. The issue with okay. I think I see. I need to make the head a little bit bigger, maybe. Right. Where to extend this? Yeah, close you up. You can pull it apart. You can really do anything you feel like doing with it. I mean, what's the point of making it if people aren't gonna use it? Yeah. I mean, thanks for asking. That's always great, too. That's why I don't put any of the things like, you can't blah 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 with this. I know there's one using the trim set. We want to do something with it. But overall, when the full pack's done, right, I would love to see people enjoy it fully. Do playthroughs, do servers. Yeah, that looks better with the big face. So it's something we go do with the snapper too. Probably don't want to go that way. We don't want to close the mouth. Probably keep the small side the same. We go up a little bit here. Hey, from WoW. And does salmon have noticeable fins? Eh. Something like that. Give it some little bits of detail. I think that's fine for salmon. Yeah. Yeah. I think that's good. We got our big salmon and our big cod. I might look up some salmon and some cod and give them some fancy color palettes. Alright. Probably do the golem and claws. So I'll probably just use the same imagery as the blaze. Won't worry about the tropical fish just yet. Well, if you didn't know, I'm Aussie. But cool. Nice to know where people are from. Be nice to have snow, too. What can you do? Snow Golem Core and Iron Golem Core. Notable fins. Right, okay. What's actually good to know? Because then I would kind of like to add another color there. Right, so that we can actually make it look like a fin. Do that. Go white. Go maybe 10%. Yeah, there we go. I can use that shade for a fin. Ooh. Bring that in. There we go. The little things that make them look nicer. Oh, and Golem Core was right in front of my face. Keep the same shape, but we will just make use of the Golem texture, right? Let it do some of my work for me. But find a nice central spot. I should really have put this on top. And we'll just lower the opacity for a bit. Definitely want some of that vine. Yeah, that should be fine. That. Don't know where to cut. Alright, but now we need some of these other colors to give it the lines in. It all really just depends on wherever you use to edit them. There's a better one for pixel art. What's it called? I don't remember if I still have it downloaded. I was using it for a little bit. But you can't really do any of the GUI stuff. Because it only supports the item pixels, 16 by 16. No, I don't have it. But then setting it up, essentially all we have to do is make sure that they're named the same. If you want a one-to-one, right? So for instance, if I just grabbed the golem texture, redid it, and then saved it in a resource pack folder, right? So data, Minecraft, textures, entities, golem, right? It would automatically replace. Easiest thing to do, and this is how I started with both data packs and resource packs. Just download someone else's, right? And just slowly tweak and replace. I don't think I have any resource packs that are complete, right? So that they replace a lot of things. But if you just look for one that, you know, like upscales the details or anything like that, because they'll already have all the files formatted, you can just slowly delete or replace the ones you like. Yeah, you can use Paint. Animated is a bit more annoying, because essentially what you do is you create a stack. So instead of being a 16 by 16 square, you might do 16 by you know, how many different images you want it to cycle through. So you could do 32 would be 2 images, and then you also then have to have a separate file, which actually I know of it, but I don't know how to use it just yet. I haven't experimented with any of them. To do it sneakily, I just make use of the enchantment glow tint, because that makes stuff look animated. But yeah, so you just have a longer image. So instead of being normal 16 by 16, you just increase the height, and then you just have like a flip book, essentially, of the different images. And then you use some other file. I'm guessing it's just a .json. I'll probably look into it at some point, and then hopefully I can explain it a bit better. There we go. I think that looks more golem-y, right? Here's the thing, people, for whatever reason, they get really butthurt about copying. it is always the easiest way to learn something new, right? Is to copy someone. So if you can figure out how they do it, you can do it, and then you can do it your own way, right? So yes, especially my data packs. If you want to, just pull them apart, do it. It's the easiest way for me to teach without me teaching, because I am a horrible teacher. Trust me, I've tried doing like tutoring and all that. I'm a horrible tutor. So in all honesty, just pull apart my data packs, right? Figure out what I've done, and just self-teach yourself. And yeah, same with resource packs, right? Obviously, don't just copy someone else's work and pass it off as your own, but pull apart someone else's data pack to figure out how to do yours. That's what I did. It's the easiest thing to do. Right. Blaze Core, Golem Core. Cool, we're actually flying through these. 5 out of 80 done. There is also the Snow Golem Core somewhere. Should have done these in order of what I actually want to work on. Okay, so the other thing I should probably mention, right? I'm not actually creating new items. So for instance, the Golem Core, I'm probably just going to make it raw iron, so you can still smelt into an iron bar. Blaze Core will probably be a blaze rod or blaze powder. Snow Golem will probably be a snowball. All I'm doing is I'm going to retexture them and give them different uses and purposes by targeting the custom model data. But altogether, these are not actual new items. So for anyone curious about that, because it is a lot harder to actually create a new item. In fact, I don't think you can with a data pack. I think modding is the only way to actually create an item with an actual new ID. From my understanding, at least. Alright, so now we do the same thing with the Snow Golem. Although this is basically just snow. What? No. There we go. We keep the buttons. It was a bad spot. The buttons blend in. Now, is that centered? No. We only really want one button. Well, actually, it occupies all three. Okay. We should also put the grid on. There we go. Do I really need to change this? Actually, kind of looks fine. Maybe get rid of the bottom buttons. Instead of core, I might just call these like chunks of snowman. Chunks of snow golem. Oh, that is the wrong one. Let's use the picker. Do this over the top just in case I don't like it. Right, or even just one. No, I think I like all three. Dark doesn't work as well because it's already on white. I think I need to make them a bit less. Oh, that should be the 20. And that should be the 10. Right, so then it still looks like it's 3D-ish. Okay. Might revisit them. I might come up with a different idea. But I think the cores are fine for now. Let us work on the bones. So I want each different skeleton mob to drop a different bone, as well as the Ender Dragon and the Wolf. I think the best thing to start off is, before we pull the colors from the bone, figure out the shape of the bone. So for instance, like a rib bone would be a little point into some sort of rounded bit, growing, something like that. It should be a bit more curved. A bit too curved now. Or even like that, and then have this little spine column. Yeah, that's not bad. And then it'll just depend on shading to make it actually look good. I do want it centered though. 5533. Yeah. Okay, long bone. Well, that's pretty self-explanatory. So how do we make this bone look longer? Thin it out and give it a slight curve. Should probably go all the way, for comparison's sake. That. Picking up that side. I think that basically turned out fine. The little node needs to be larger though. Should note, my 2 degrees are in animal science. So I'd be doing myself a disservice if I couldn't replicate some parts nicely. Cool. I use timer systems a lot as well. Though there is a more efficient way to run functions depending on how large whatever your data pack might amount to. So basically the biggest choke point for a data pack is in entity detection. Detecting entities or running anything off of @e is really bad because it scans every single loaded entity regardless of the actual entities you're searching for. So what you can do is just run 1 scan every tick and then use that. I think if you actually no, I don't have a data pack that uses that just yet. Yeah, scratch that because I don't have an example to showcase. Yeah, I use timers. The idea being that each function runs off of a timer. That way, it's not running whenever it's not needed. Yeah, that'll do. Vertebrae, though, is a bit more annoying. One of those ones where you can so easily envision it in your head, especially if you eat a lot of steak. But then you just can't put into pictures. Got like a rounded head. Into 3 prongs. Then a prong. Close. And has like a hole in the middle. The marrow. So, that's where it's sort of like a jigsaw puzzle. So open any file you want, right? And then you got to look for what activates it. So if there's... actually, namesake for mine is a little bit easier. So anyone that has like tick before it runs off of every tick, and they're sort of like the initial step. So if you open one that says tick underscore something, you can then read through and see if it calls upon another function. And then you can use that to figure out the chain or sequences of commands that I'm running. But it's not like I have any computer background either, to be honest. So, you know, I can do it, you can do it. is quite literal here. The wiki is also helpful. The Minecraft wiki. I like this side more. Just make it symmetrical. I mean, bones are usually symmetrical-ish. Problem is, then this isn't. Now that looks weird. It's to be a lot more narrow. But longer. Should almost just increase the width. Yeah, no, they're too wide now. I think that's fine, and then I just have to fix up the hole. Crosses look so bad. That looks weirder. There's no good way to do this. Because a 3x3 is definitely too long, too wide. Right? Then a single hole would kind of look weird too. Yeah. And then if I do anything diagonal. So it needs to be a 2 wide hole. That would be fine. Right. Actually, now that I'm looking at it, it doesn't. I think maybe the hole also needs to go up here. Ugh. Never mind, I liked the 3. Do that, maybe? Opposite way with it. That's not so bad. It's a bit too wide. I mean, this is for the wither skeleton, so I can make everything a little bit bigger. Within reason. Shading will also smooth it out a bit. Guess that's kind of what we're going with. Leave it for now. Witherbone will probably just be the normal bone, just black. I think that one I will just be pretty lazy with. Oh, that's the wrong way. Frostbone the same, just recolored. Dragonbone. We can recolor it as well. And a wolf fang. That needs to be somewhat symmetrical. Somewhat asymmetrical, I mean. And that. Of it, maybe. Oh, this is just getting worse and worse. That's a bit better. Yeah. I'm sort of getting more of a claw shape from it, though. If we just point it that way. Yeah, there we go. It's a bit better. Yes. I think that'll do. Center, 3, 4, 5, 4. So it should go like that. 3, 4, 5. Okay, no, so left and right are... Yeah. Trying to remember which way it's better to orientate. Right. Or in your hand. Though I can make the player hold them, especially. Well. Okay, and then what do we have? I think I'm missing the regular bone. Right, a better bone for skeletons to drop to. No, that is the rib bone. Skeleton, horse, stray, wither. That's the 4 skeleton varieties. Wither skeleton. Wither, ender dragon, wolf. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, onto the coloring. So we should probably just dissect this palette first. Eventually just line up the colors darkest to lightest. I think that's the same-ish color. Yeah. Is there another white? No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so I'm missing one. White, off-white, off-off-white, dark. No, why am I counting these twice? It's only 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. Okay, that doesn't look too bad. So over here should be bright. I think these need to swap sides. No, that looks weirder. Like that, maybe? It looks like it's protruding from it. Problem is, these two colors don't work well. That's a bit better. Like that doesn't look too bad. What I could do is I could stack it though. Right, so we've got multiple, then just clean it up a little. Nah, we'll just go with one. Alright, Longbone. This one should be a lot easier. You can just follow the same sort of normal color palettes. Like that. So here, it's a bit thin. So maybe is it stop playing music? Feels like stop playing music. Really been meaning to dive into the YouTube library. That looks so weird though, with that little point. Put another one here. Yeah, now it's gone weird. Get rid of that. A little bit better. I think leave it like that. Maybe put it on the other side. Oh yeah, that's better. Okay. Probably do the vertebrae in normal coloring and then make it darker. Something like that. Be hard till we actually see it in game to know what exactly I have to fix up. I think that's better. Do that. And then lastly the fang. There we go. Right, because that looks like it has a bit more curvature now. Okay, start with the wither-bone. Just gotta add black to it. Might not work. I might have to pull out the wither skeleton model. If we add enough black, should. Yeah, we'd have to add a lot. Let's try. Select you. What? 50% occupancy. Capacity. God, I hate that word. No, because that just looks weird. With a skeleton. So we need 5 shades with a skeleton. I think, though, this might not make it look dark enough. Right, if we just do 1 for 1. Oh, actually, I'm turning out nicely. Could look better, though. Is that right on the bone? Yeah, they're all white squares. I think that's better. Still seems like the edge to the internal is a bit too dark. Right on the vertebrae. Yeah, the only issue is, again, this little hole. You go with the cross, go with just that T. It's not so bad. I think if we flatten the top, might look a little better too. That. Yeah, I think that's better. Right. Dragonbone and Frostbone left. I mean, strays inherently, they don't look much different, do they? Right, oh no, they do have a slight color to them. Yeah, okay. The same thing, we just want to copy over this for the bone. Ooh. Way too bright. Oh, we'll give it a go. It's not horrible. And technically it is the same color as the stray. Right, it's the same color as their ribcage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. No. Where's the extra? One darker, even. Alright, and then the Dragonbone. I might come up with something different. The Ender Dragon. I think we'll leave that one for now. To the top. Then with the tropical fish. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 in an hour 20. So progress. Let's do the totems. Right, because I think that's pretty clear cut. Essentially, I just want the totems to look like the different villages that drop them. Maybe change the eyes. Probably keep the color of the totem similar. Add like a wart for the nose. So, who are the new droppers? Essentially, I want all the illagers to drop totems. Means I should probably name these correctly. Boca. Villager. I do have one for the Ravager, but I'll probably end up doing something else for the Ravager. Villagers themselves will have a chance to drop them. Now, for anyone worries, right, I'm making Totems of Undying more accessible. They will be hard to find. But you can now go ransack villages to find them. Probably make the wandering traders a lot easier to get. But I also do want to give them slightly different effects. Obviously still have the main effect, but then have added effects. So I can't really change the base game effect. Yeah, and I think we're leaving Ravagers for now. Which should be the easiest one to change the face. The other thing, actually, you know what, with the bones, quickly. I have the grid on, which obviously accentuates black. I feel like that makes it worse, actually. I delete the normal bone. Actually, the normal bone looks pretty bad too. Mainly because of that middle section. Yeah, they're not horrible. Actually, the vertebrae looks a lot better than what I was thinking. Maybe the rib, again. Maybe add a little prong here. Anyway. Totems. Change the eyes. Keep the gold color scheme. And just reorientate the face and the nose. So, for instance, on like a Vindicator, maybe give it angry eyebrows, something like that. Yeah, okay. So if that's the case, this can go down to the bottom. And yeah, we just change the face. So which should have purple eyes? And a wart. What do I do with the wart, though? It's darker. No, the wart should be something apparent. Kind of feel like purple. Can't be the light shade, could be the white. No, that looks weird. You know what, the dark actually kind of seemed like the best choice. Not that dark, though. And witches have a monobrow. Right. Could also give it a hat, I suppose. Something like that, maybe. We are getting into bad territory. No hat. Purple eyes, monobrow, and a little freckle on the nose. Done. Focus. Have bushy eyebrows. Double them up. Go like that. Nah. Keep that. Don't want to save angry eyebrows for later. Nope. I think just double them up. Grey eyes, I think is what comes to mind. And I think evokers. Eyes are kind of weird. I'm gonna make the second layer too dark. The first layer not dark enough. I don't know why, I feel like darkening the nose. Nah, just the eyes. Pillager. I feel like I'm gonna keep the eyes the same. They've got slightly green eyes. They all have slightly green eyes. They all have kind of the same eyebrows too. I already know I want to do angry eyebrows for the Vindicator. Whereas the Pillager can have the normal eyebrows. Or even raised eyebrows. Isn't that kind of insane to think about? So I just typed villager into Google, and the first thing that pops up is Minecraft villagers. They also have a monobrow, like the witch, but green eyes. That actually looks a little bit better than the one. I'll make it slightly different. They can keep the green eyes. Okay, Wandering Trader. Definitely have to do the hood, I think. Or even blue eyes. Unibrow treatment. I'm changing the wrong one. Need more shades for the hood. It's like that. Like that? Yeah, like that. Okay, but now I do want to make them a bit more identifiable. Maybe even copy over the blue streaks. Give it some sort of like sash. Well, I think actually we'll give an emerald. The Wandering Trader one. I need to shrink this down. It's not long. It shouldn't be that elongated. Let's do that. Probably. Kinda. It's kind of better. Not horrible. Quite there yet either. Hmm. I don't know if I'm feeling that. I think maybe give it, I don't know, like a blue sash around the middle area or something instead. I'd have to reshape the arms / wings. Or you know what I haven't done? Should really be apparent that the gem is sitting on top. Really about that. Trying to make it look like it's socketed. And this white spot needs to go too. Yeah. I think that works. This is the Wandering Trader's totem. Again, whether or not to change the color scheme. Right, make it the blue. Blue and gold trim. Right, keep the face still the golden, but give it, you know, clothing, so to speak. Might look nice. Well, that was about the right blue, just darker. The hood. Actually, no, the hood is still golden. The band here would be red. Do the reds first. The band there would be red. Beneath the face would be red. On the arms. About there. We'd have blue, although it's coming out purple. Maintain the gold. Just to get a general idea of where to colorize it. I feel. Don't feel great. And it looks better, and if I match the colors properly, I think I'd have to lighten the totem to make sure it's the right gold as well that the Wanderer has. Think about it. Definitely want that. Need that. Then I have to do something for the villager as well. And that we get a bit more complicated when we're thinking about articles of clothing. Yeah, I could just do the brown. That's kind of weird. I think just subtle changes. A little bit nicer. Maybe I should change the eye color for the villager. But I do like the affiliations, right? So the Evoker, Villager, and Vindicator all have grey. The Witch has the purple. The Villager and the Wandering Trader have the green. And if I decide to make one for the Illusionist... Problem is, does the Illusionist have eggs? I can't remember. If it does, then... Yeah, no, it doesn't. So stupid, because they added in, obviously, the zombie horse, the skeleton horse. It's not the Illusioner. Although, do zombie horses, can you get them? Is it lightning or something? Because I know skeleton horses, or skeletal horses, you get from the little horseman traps. Yeah. Duplicate these. That won't let me merge down unless they're visible. Okay. Which villager 1, villager 2, villager 3, villager, wandering trader. I think the slight changes are fine. Maybe on this one. Did I already do dark color? No. Yes. Yes, it is. No, it's not, because I'm weird on the opacity. You as well. Actually, I need to do something about the middle section. I mean, on the little item it looks better, but enlarged to this size it doesn't. But it is the darkest. Something like that, just to accent it a little bit more. I can use that to break up these giant boxes. The middle? I think in the middle works. Or just on the edges. On the edges. Step on you. Guess on you? Ah. Hey, chicken. Oh, Jimmy. Sorry. Yeah, spaced. You like Jimmy more, don't you? My day's going good. Working on some art. Making decent progress, actually. Just trying to give the entities a little bit more things to drop. Yes, which also means probably where I say goodbye for the day. I usually go for about 2 hours. I'm not gonna move them all down. In fact, I shouldn't really move that one down. Okay, what's something easy we can get done? Feathers. Feathers or something. Okay, so we just want rainbow feather for the parrot. Probably a bit more than 50. A nice orange. Oh, a bit murky. There we go, that's a bit brighter. Green might be a bit too bright. Those are half bad. Yeah, that was weird. Not half bad. Bring it back a little bit so it still looks feathery. I think that's good. So that's the parrot feather. Now I need a better feather for the chickens to drop. Or better egg. Yeah. Yeah, no, I like that more. Parrot feather. We'll do golden egg. As a unique chicken drop. How many colors? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm starting here. Do that so I don't mess up. Ooh. Don't be see-through. You see through? No. Okay. Whew. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. We'll do the ender pearls. And then probably enough for today. Fourth of the way. So endermites will drop miniature pearls. So I just have to shrink this down. Probably 2 layers. I think that looks pretty decent. More or less. Maybe the internals need to be a little bit darker. Kind of hard when working with like a cross like this. Now that's too much, right? Yeah, I like it before. Mid Pearl, and then... Well, because I have other stuff to do, more or less. For me, it's about lunchtime. So usually, do I go do in the morning, right? Stream for a little bit. Stop, lunch, do I need to do, and then usually just downtime in the afternoon, or evening, I should say. Plus, I'm not good at doing repetitive things so long. My rate of progress slows down immensely. Yeah, here it's only 3 p.m. So late lunch today. I usually start earlier. Like, I want to do some sort of, like, streak. I don't like how this top one's turning out. No, I do not. I don't have that good of a knowledge of mods. It's the two bands. I'm looking for the end particle. I can get the color scheme right. Can't seem to find it. I think it's one of the inbuilt ones. The Dragon Fireball has the ender particles. Has the ender color scheme, I should say. I don't think bands will look that nicely. Now that I think about it. Don't mind that. I don't like the direction of the bands. Almost feels like the bottom one should be deleted. In which case I should put that one back to the center. Yeah. So like this. we cracked out so many. And now it's taken me like 15 minutes to do one line through an ender pearl. There we go. I think that looks... yeah, more or less. Like it's in the right spot. Ooh. It's not curvy enough. It's a big issue with this. Hi, Kagan. Am I saying that right? I'm afraid you are catching me at the end. It's sort of winding down. I need snack break. Or lunch. Might as well just make the Ender Pearl purple at this point. Maybe just a single strip like that. Right, not bad, at the very least. Got a decent chunk of the entity drops done. Still a huge chunk to go, though. Oh, might as well end it off just doing another showcase. So last time we were working on the magic altar, trying to figure out where to place the particles. What I've ended up coming up with, I think, has turned out pretty nicely. So if we drop one of these hearts onto the altar, it gets consumed, and now charges the altar. So for instance, that was the Ancient Heart. Now the altar has the Ancient Affinity. As you can see, there is a little spiral particle effect going around it, showing you that it is in effect. The Soul Heart, right? Now we'll add an additional particle effect. And you can sort of continue to grow your little magic altar by adding the different hearts to it. Pretty neat. So I have to actually work on the functionality of the spellbooks, right? Anyway, I am hungry. So I'm going to go have lunch. I've got some other stuff to do for the day. Anyone hanging around? Thank you. Anyone who tuned in? Thank you. And anyone watching a post, of course. Thank you.